have overinvested by a lot.
.33 repeating, of course.
I don't know, sir. Bruh.
Hey, traders, happy Friday to y'all. Hope you made it through the week okay. Good to see that it wasn't a bad Friday for the index funds, and it was pretty decent for crypto, where a lot of assets are up today. Yeah, with such tremendous oversold conditions for many assets and index funds and just across the markets, it's reasonable to believe that there might be a short-term relief rally around the corner. That's kind of been the case. Remember, like the QQQ saw the lowest RSI since before COVID crash, right? And since 2018, that's wild, right? So anytime you get that oversold and you're also sitting at an inflection point, NASDAQ or whatever, yeah, you can bounce. You bounce some, meaning like, I would just say more so you didn't collapse. You actually held that support again today to end the week, so that's okay. And you might very well get a relief rally off of those. We'll look at them, but just start with Bitcoin like we always do. The hidden bearish divergence on the 4-hour massively underperformed, actually didn't even play out, didn't even happen. Right? I mean, you got a sell-off, which is nice, but massive underperformance where you'd think that hidden bearish divergence could have manifested into at least going down to see 33K again. You didn't. You just pivoted and you started floating on up, and really it's not even that special. Like, it's still kind of like blah, but and probably the only reason it's up today is because the index funds were up, and Bitcoin has just become extremely correlated to those index funds, and it's almost like a tech stock still, at least in its correlation. So based on like the 60-minute, which is almost all you can do now, you can only go to the 60-minute to kind of look and see what's happening, is like, your theory for maybe why there could be more upside, where if you're in between 30K and 40K, you could go to 40K first. All right. You can go to 30K first. All right. Well, I mean, just at least an argument maybe presented as like, I don't know, local high from January 22nd, 23rd, right? There were resistance, then became like support. And it's like pretty much your, just look at it, like that's that peak there. You fell below it a couple times, but confirmed the bottom was in locally. Then you rallied, and then like today you've like back tested that level that was once a resistance, now support. And there's also like an argument maybe for like accumulation, where you made the higher lows, confirmed, and now you're making the higher low than the same lows. But these two lows were higher than that first low. So it's like you're like just showing maybe some short-term accumulation here. Same time, it's not really that strong of an argument just because it's the 60-minute, man. It's just not that great. So I prefer a better opportunity. Like I think like maybe Ethereum is kind of a more interesting argument than Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin did hit an 88% retrace, which is always good. Deep value received areas. And Ethereum only hit 786. But here's my kind of theory on how we could make it to 3K and beyond. You're in a downtrend, well established. We understand that. But clearly the momentum is shifting on Ethereum, where you made the low, then you made the lowest low, and then you've rallied and sold off again, but you've now matched that low from January 22nd. So like maybe potential inverse head and shoulders type behavior, right? You don't have to call it that. It's not an inverse head and shoulders yet. You need to break a neckline that you're pretty close to, I think. But regardless of any of that, right? You think like X, A, B, C, and if this is the pivot point for C, then the larger wave would occur based on, just wave analysis. And that could be in store for us. And it's kind of cool. Like, you just go from that high before the dump happened, and you can clearly see an 88% retrace, the pattern completion zone of the potential bearish bat pattern just happens to line up literally perfect with the supply line of the downtrend you've been in since mid-November. So always a chance it happens. You can have relief rallies. You can have nice rallies and downtrends. Most of the time in this downtrend you haven't. It's been really bad. Like you just even think about something like this. You never even got to those deep retraces, right? Where it should have been a bat here. It was so pathetically underwhelming. I don't know though. It's almost like you got a Gartley. Like you get these rallies. You get the second low, the higher low, and then you get a bigger wave. And you run up and you make a lower high, but it's like a deep retrace, like 886 retracing the previous high to low. And then like after that, I mean the downtrend could continue. Or you back test 2889 as support, and then the hopium you smoke, you go, okay, here we go. But that's more often than not in well-established downtrends, that is just an area where people go short, where there's a lot of supply, get its supply line, and you start marking down and you go to like the lower lows. Eventually the downtrend continues, right? Because we don't know when the trend's going to reverse, but we know how to identify when a trend's beginning to reverse, and it hasn't. The long-term, mid-term downtrend or whatever we're in on Ethereum has shows no indication that it's done until you break a supply line, and then after that you break your previous discernible swing highs in the downtrend, which I think is from like January 14th and 16th, like 3,400. Those levels have to be breached. So it's cool though. We're like maybe bottoming out at very, very deep value perceived areas, 78% retrace, where a patron had identified potential bullish cipher, and you're at that 786 bullish cipher level, where if it is a bullish cipher, you might start catching a reaction on the daily, and the 4 hour might be painting and telling us that that reaction might be coming because momentum is shifting from the bears to now bulls, like distribution, lower lows, and all of a sudden a rally and now a higher low. So it's just, these are just, this is me theorizing here on what could be happening. It would make plenty of sense if the index funds continued to reset their oscillators at these critical supports being so vastly oversold. After today, I think the S&P isn't oversold anymore. We'll look at them. That's just your Ethereum, your Bitcoin. Here's your totals, of course, right? Favorite asset.
I like turtles.
We like totals that is still below that $1.78 trillion market cap inflection point that it has tested as resistance. You're still below it, you know? I mean, like, but you just think, if Bitcoin, Ethereum make those rallies, you know, Bitcoin goes to 42K or 40K, Ethereum goes to 3K, 3,100, then you could break this level and maybe see the top of the channel again. You could see 2 trillion. See that supply line once more. But you just think, I mean, it's the same kind of situation here, like just theorizing wave analysis, where you've painted, you know, the first 3 or 4 waves, whatever, and now you're about to begin with that little bullish engulfing candle in the 4 hour. Maybe you're about to begin that more substantial or more profound rally. Just like the first wave down is profound, and the last wave is also profound too, that takes you eventually all the way up to maybe 2 trillion, and that's near the supply line. Another potential bearish bet there. So you get it? We cool? Yes, elephant in the room, because it's on the freaking thumbnail. Arizona senator introduced a bill that would make Bitcoin legal tender in the state. Highly doubt that passes, but it's not about it passing. It's in the hearts and minds of everyone that's pro Bitcoin now, and anyone who's a legislative body in the United States, in any state like Texas, Florida, they're going to see that, and they might very well follow suit, and you might have better fortune in other states. But this first state is always like important. Like, it's the first one. It's the, hey, you're planting that seed in everyone's mind. Hey, dude, it's not that far out of reach, you know? So we'll see. That it might be a gimmick, but it's pretty cool despite anything. You know, if you believe in Bitcoin in any fundamental capacity, it's wonderful to hear. It's not gonna make the price move or anything like that. It's just cool story, bro, type situation, you know? Because you're gonna have like the egos of Texas and Florida that, and maybe even New York now with that mayor, like they're gonna see that, and they're gonna, not even say peer pressure, but they're gonna want to make sure, hey, they might have put the idea first, but maybe we'll be the first state to actually make that happen. Let's see. Anyway, so that was Bitcoin, Ethereum total. We can go to Binance now. That is down, actually. Poor Binance, down 1.3% when you've got many assets on this market that are up 4 to 8%. Still at that pattern completion zone, right? I mean, like, still at the level, the 886, the M shape. Where's the reaction? You really aren't doing much right now. It's almost just like bear flagging. It looks almost like that. No bids where you certainly, I could say on the 4 hour, a reaction has occurred, but that's a pretty weak reaction, right? I mean, you know, Scott Carney talks about reaction lows running, and normally he says that you want to have them at a 382 minimum. I mean, like, you want to see probably a real reaction low. Eventually you see like 464 before reversing for the type 2. You got a long way to go. You haven't even come close to a 23% retrace from your all-time high to this correction low. A 236 would be 416. So I would say rather pathetic performance right now from BNB, where you got Ethereum up today. It was up 5% at one time. What's going on with BNB, dude? It's inherently an outperformer in this market. Not today. Not yet. Weird. Okay, so that's BNB, and then we go to Is Cardano back ahead of Sol? I think it is, man. I mean, I'm gonna assume and making, you know, out of you and me. Dude, it's still like, right? We're still alive, man. You're still alive. You're not dead yet on Cardano. Even though you might be hanging on by a thread, market participants have not let this support collapse yet. But maybe it's only because the macro had a good day today. All right, what happens if Bitcoin starts dumping bad on the new week or something? This will not hold. You're not doing yourself any favors by underperforming Bitcoin today, too. You're up 0.38% when Bitcoin's up 1.5, almost, it was 2% earlier. Where are the bids, man? Where are the freaking bids? And why are you making a high and then selling off and then attempting a rally and it's like a confirmation high? What's going on? It's so bad. Like, doesn't mean it can't reverse to the upside here like it's done every single other time in history. But it's harder. It's getting harder and harder to feel very good about its sheer underperformance at these critical supports. You're not supposed to be able to. You're not supposed to have this much time and opportunity to go vastly long at $1. Like it's not. You test it once, okay, then you fail, double top, and now you're right back at it, and you're barely moving at all. Hard to trust Cardano, man. I'm sorry. Like, I get it. I get where it's at. It could very well bounce. All right. Don't even come in here if it does and be like, oh, what the heck, man? You were bearish on Cardano. It's like, no, I'm just sketched out by this market right now. And the price action currently on Cardano is not very good. So, you know, I like Ethereum maybe better than Cardano, even though this is at a good level. Yeah. Cardano didn't do stuff like this. Or Ethereum didn't do stuff like Cardano, really. Cardano was kind of in its own league with that bullish engulfing candle outperforming like everything in the market before collapsing lower than that engulfing candle's close, right? So, okay, now we'll look at Sol. Hey, man, Sol up today? Yeah, dude, it's up 1%. Like, again, like this could catch a relief rally with the macro because maybe it's just overdone. The selling's overdone. Yeah, it rallies up and sees 115 to 120, tests the old support as resistance. It's up, and you're like, oh, I'm so euphoric on Sol, but it just manifests into a substantially lower high than the previous high. And then another massive dump occurs. And I'm just saying, like, if you want the market to come to you, you still got to wait on this one, like $50 to $60, dude. Those are the better areas. And until then, I don't know. I think that you just keep scanning, looking for other assets at better areas. Like, I would take Ethereum all day over SOL right now. Okay. Because remember, what did Ethereum do? It hit a 78% retrace from its previous high to low. This one's near the 786. Still not there. And I think Ethereum saw that 786 and not the 886 because when Bitcoin bounced, Ethereum had not gotten to the 886. It only got to the 786. So there was like outperformance in the selling for Ethereum. Luna lost half its value. Yeah, we can look at a couple more cryptos while we're here. It's down 8% today. Yikes, what just happened to it? It was at the pattern completion zone of the potential bullish Gartley. You know, whatever. How many times we see the Gartleys go to the 886? That's fine. I mean, like, I don't think you're in real much trouble. Like, and this will be interesting. Think about where the 80... See, you know, people say harmonics are subjective. They are. I think, like, a harmonic that Scott Carney's research and stuff, like, and especially maybe in crypto, it's different. And it's the way I'm thinking. It's like, it's either the 786 or the 886. Most of the time, it's the 886. And I think it's a lower risk, higher reward opportunity if you can get to that 886. So when these Gartleys get to 886s, and it just happens to be that the 886 is confluent with support resistance from history, I think that's like a way better argument than a 786 that makes literally no contextual sense. Like 5193, which is the 786, there is literally zero support at that Fibonacci level, right? But the 886, there certainly is confluence with the fib node from the low to high and looking left. And so that's why it's subjective, sure. So it's like, what makes the most sense? What would be the most strategic entry, the 786 or the 886? In this situation, the 886 makes way more sense. Even though, you know, identifying a harmonic right here, it's just not gonna the upside is just so limited on this harmonic versus finding a harmonic after a big drawdown. Think about this. I mean, like, you know, this was in May, the May crash for Bitcoin, and you're at this level from February, you dump, and then you hold this level once, and then twice, and then you make a confirmation low, you spring back test a spring. I mean, the upside potential on a harmonic developed at this level is so much greater because you just dumped, right? When you're looking at something that's up so much and you paint the harmonic at the very top, tip top of the huge uptrend it's been in for a long time, I just think the upside is still very limited compared to others, right? I mean, you know, I'm saying, like, I think H-bar looks better. H-bar looks way better. In waves,
May
it's
we look
still
at
not the
Matic
best, but
used,
it's okay.
Sir? Thanks for all
What's
you
up,
do.
Anonymous, man? Can we look at Matic? Yes. Kid, y'all let me know if the TTS works. I forgot to restart my computer. I can't hear it. And as long as y'all can hear it, we'll make do. Let me know, chat. Things got screwed up. Remember yesterday? It works, y'all can hear it. Excellent. Okay, so like H-bar, a little bit better context. But this and Tron were a couple of the only cryptos that were showing massive harmonics that were this awesome, that were this just textbook looking. And then you go to the daily, I think there was divergence. There is. Like, it's just a really just good looking potential setup, but like you just know this thing's gonna fail, get invalidated, or massively underperform if the macro itself is in a midterm, long-term downtrend right now. You know, it's just not gonna perform as well. But at the same time, so that, what does that mean? It's like, if you don't want to take longs, or if you don't want to take a short on H-bar, or let's say you don't want to go long H-bar because the trend is really iffy and not so great, certainly probably one of the worst areas to attempt to take a short, right? So if you like how it looks, but you don't like the way the market, the macro is right now, the uncertainty of all of it, the best thing to do is to do nothing, to not take action, right? Because it's like the argument is long now, but if you don't like the conditions, you certainly don't short, right? Anyway, you know, H-bar, and then I think Tron was the other one. Tron up 1.75%, you know, fell below its 886, almost made like a 100% retrace, but still, like, you know, the divergence is there. I like, you know, you're making bullish divergence even on the MACD histogram on the daily. I mean, this is exactly where, I like this one better than H-bar, really, because it's like, this happened, then the M shape. But the problem is, normally what we want to see are these, like after these huge rallies, these booms, these busts, you want to see the asset lose 88% of its value, right? You want to identify the M shape after the crash, the dump, at deep value perceived areas like the 886. The 886 being confluent with all the support resistance from history. You're still way too shallow. Like you hit like a 77%, 78% retrace in June 21st. So it's still like not terrible, but it could be deeper and could be lower risk down here. So at the same time, it looks great here. This is where you want to see harmonics, right? And it's 200-day pattern almost, right? 175 or something from the X to the D. 216-day large pattern, dang man. Yeah, that's what Chainlink was doing too. It rallied really well, underperformed, and then rolled over the macro. So this is kind of the specimen behavior you're looking for after drawdowns. It is created and manifests, not the, you know, it's like HUD X equals like the highest low we ever saw until D. You know, that's just not that great of context. Sorry, I'm kind of ranting here with education. It seems like people say they've left, people having exit surveys on the Patreon that I guess I provide way too much value on YouTube live streams, so they feel there's no need to support the channel using Patreon.
Hi, okay. Waving hand.
That's
DK
cool, dude, I guess, right?
Please.
What's up,
the
Eric?
whole chart is a shark man. At
DraftKings,
886
yeah.
daily
886,
gap
sure, but
filled
like
with
886 the
critical
first time, the first visitation of the 886. We'll see. Look, dude, again, we talk about this every day, and the Patreon hangout last night really went deep on it. It's just like, you're at inflection points on index funds, and you're massively oversold. You can't be surprised if a relief rally comes in. Right, we're talking like there's a level. I mean, there's an old swing high, all-time high from May 7th, swing low from July 20th, and you've tested it again, and you were literally at the lowest price or the lowest RSI since the COVID crash, since February of 2020. Yeah, when you get to these levels, you do react. The probability is high. Eventually, a reaction will occur with some price action. You caught a very, very nice, strong, not engulfing candle because you opened higher than yesterday's candle, but a really nice candle today, but still, unfortunately, below that 200-day simple moving average. You really next week want to see, well, market participants really need to breach this level, but I fear it's still not even going to be close to enough what we need, because you use your imagination. You break it, wow, you run up to 45, 45. You're going to be able to break that? If you can't, all of a sudden a potential head and shoulders idea becomes real. We talked about this all week. Eventually, you'll bottom out. The dumping gets oversold and rallies come in. But it's about where are we going to top out, right? Where are we going to top out on this? If the major top is a lower high than the previous high, you're in some serious trouble. Because then, you're not going to go left here. But we're looking for another lower high than at least the high from January 13th that we put in. If you see that, you might be in a lot of trouble. There could be some great shorting opportunities if we do start pivoting lower than the previous highs. Okay. Thanks, Christopher D. Much love. No regrets for Daniel Bernard. Thanks, dude. So that's your S&P. Okay, cool. Your Dow Jones. Also extremely powerful bullish engulfing candle today. Clearly, undeniably on the daily now, bullish divergence in oversold territory. Second time, really good. I mean, when you see stuff like that, that is like what can usher in a much more significant reversal. Oops, wrong chart. I love this, man. Like, I hated it yesterday, now I love it. It's like you're back above the demand line of the structure you've been in. You captured it, and again, the divergence on the oscillators at the same time is really promising on the Dow Jones. That's a very strong close. You gotta love that. I am super intrigued about this holding. Not just the horizontal support, but it's really that upsloping support. 49ers or Rams, dude. God. Now, I wish, for me, I don't have an edge. I haven't researched it, so I have no idea. So it's me flipping a coin. Let me flip. I don't even know, man. I'll just go ahead and go with the 49ers. But again, like they lose, and you'll come back and be like, I can't believe you. I lost money because you're pick. And it's like, is it really me picking? You literally just tipped me to and asked me. I'm like, I don't know. I'm telling you, I don't know. But I'll just say 49ers because that's more fun to pick instead of just not, Stafford, yeah, I mean, look, dude, I don't know if there's any more, like, the amount, the way that the Rams won, right? The way they won their last game, that is an emotional, like, you will have an emotional hangover. I don't know if you can top what you did last time to win that game, right? For the Rams. So that's going to be like my theory. I don't know. Emotional hangover will hinder maybe the Rams, but let's see what happens to the theory, right? That's the theory, just like, you got a theory on the potential bullish bat on the Momo shifting down here that could take you perfect levels, right? Exactly at the supply line. That's my theory. We'll see. It may fail, but it looks really interesting right here. And you think about the index funds. If the index funds bounce next week based on this Friday candle, at least on the Dow Jones defensive stocks, you probably are going to catch a rally, a really nice relief rally. Doesn't ensure that you're going to make a higher high than previous high, but it's going to be amazing for crypto. It's going to be real good for a wave up, and at least good for Bitcoin to go test 40 to 42K. All right, we'll see though. '49ers have won the last 6 games against the Rams. Oh God, yeah, just like Bama had won their last 7 games in a row against Georgia. Oh, I guess it's time. That's a fallacy though, man, right? Just because, this time it's different. it's just dumb to like bet on that. You know, people like literally bet on that. Oh, this time. God, I can't imagine you playing the numbers game with, oh, there's this historical trend that's really bad for the team you want to bet on. You're like 1-8 or 1-8. Oh, I'm gonna bet on that stat then. Do that 10 times, man, and have fun, okay? But yeah, maybe that's it's the year of that for the Rams, I guess. Okay, let's go to the NASDAQ. Everything kind of nice recovery at a critical support. Oops, wrong one. Or I've just been looking at it on the daily, I guess. Yeah, that's what it is. Like nice, very, very nice. Not engulfing candle, but a really strong close today. Almost engulfing. I mean, it's almost stronger than an engulfing if it gaps up, right? But whatever. I think like next week, you'll probably go see 14,176. Clearly, you've never, like, besides like that one day, you know, normally you might test it like that as soon as you break it, but you normally will come back for a more meaningful test. And you can break it too. But remember, the work that has to be put in by market participants that are buyers, that is so much money that has to be flooded back into this system, to this index fund, you know, to eventually make higher highs than your previous highs. That's going to take a lot of work. I don't know if you can. Like, that's why I say the dump happened, relief rallies probably about to begin, and we are going to be monitoring closely where it really starts topping out at. Is it going to make a substantially lower high than the previous highs? That's going to be a big tell for us, all right? So you want to be paying attention the next few weeks. I'll be here monitoring it with you. So Rust 2000, still just terrible. I mean, like, yeah, it's cool, dude. Great. You had green candle. You didn't even engulf. Maybe Harami, whatever. There is bullish divergence. You have hit a 200% retrace. You did hit this scrub, pathetic little support. I wouldn't even call it that. It was something where it did pull back before pivoting. That actually held. It held twice, yesterday and today. You did fall below it, but nice fall through. And maybe the divergence is going to play out. Think about a 200% drawdown here. I think it was a 50% retrace here. Yeah, 50% on C, and then D was the 200. Yep. So, like, Scott Carney's reciprocal ABCD right here certainly could react. Yeah, reactions at 200% retraces when C was a 50% retrace makes all the sense in the world. Yeah, you could be doing that. Okay, let's see the relief rally. Let's see it go test 2070, 2085, and what will happen there. You haven't even been able to back test it as resistance really yet, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's definitely possible here, though, right? A major reaction happens at a 200% retrace. Right, if it was a 618, then it was probably going to react at a 1618. Anyway, need to get on his show. I need to make up for missing. I don't know, man. I wouldn't have a problem like doing something like once a week with him. It's just so easy to talk to him like on stream, you know? Like it's like podcast stuff, right? I mean, when you have a conversation with someone so like-minded, it's just good. So I think people enjoy it. We'll work on that. Talk to them. All right. Bad news, though, chat. Real bad news. Very disappointed. Golds. I mean, you know, it wasn't good and it closed up, but I'm still getting a little nervous. It's not gold so much as it is silver. It dumped again and it's okay, and like the idea was give me this third valley. Now you're just starting to get dangerously close to not making a higher low, and that's kind of maybe starting to worry me a little bit. The theory of the potential massive classic accumulation structure, it's got to reverse like next week. I mean, you don't want to be going lower than $22. The issue is, a patron brought it up, I'm really concerned about this weekly bearish engulfing candle. That's like, it gave up everything. It like gave up the whole argument almost with that engulfing candle. And now it's like, you just put in a lower high than your previous high Now I'm just starting to be like, you start testing. See, you get what I'm saying, right? Where like the bullish argument is presented. It happens, right? And then stuff like this happens. when it should be like done selling off. It's time to rally at the bottom of a trading range. I mean, it very well could reverse here, an 886, but a bearish engulfing candle on the weekly is concerning. After making a lower high than previous high. I mean, it could be just a continuation, and you could just be seeing massive amounts of distribution. There's just such little demand on silver that it's going to roll over. And if it does roll over, I could tell you exactly where it's probably going for a full reset you all know about, from the lowest low of the COVID crash to the highest high since then. 786, 1564, and the 886 is 1380. Like, if this ends up being distribution and you don't hold this, you could very well see these levels down here. So it's like, it started out good, then all of a sudden that real big bearish animal spirit comes in to end the week with an engulfing candle, bearish engulfing candle. I'm starting to get a little concerned. It's not over yet. Because if you make a higher low here, it's an 886 from this previous low to high, and that's your third consecutive higher low. I love that. But mysteries abound, and I am just starting to get concerned a little bit, all right? A little concerned about silver. And I just wanted to explain why, maybe, a little concerned. Weekly engulfing's never something you want to see, even if you're starting to reverse, because it could all be for naught. It could all be a joke. Where, oh yeah, it was starting to, and then just no demand, and then trash, and then bears take back over. Wow. Well, I mean, if this level doesn't hold, I mean, I think you're done. I think the whole argument for silver's bullish reversal ends when you eventually break below 2160, 2140 area. Once that breaks, it's over for silver. I wouldn't touch it again for a very long time. Okay, you have cutoffs. You have potential reversals. They begin to reverse, and then the trend is not bullish. And we pay attention to new sets of data, new pieces of data to determine that. And just another lower high, but maybe higher lows, it's got a chance. But once it starts it starts violating the harmonic, the supply line jump across the creek, the major bottom of the entire trading range, once you start getting down to those levels, the argument starts becoming violated and soon invalidated. And that's when you cut your gains. You probably near a break-even price. You just get out. Yeah, you lost some time. That sucks. But you were willing to risk some time and maybe a little money just to see if this structure that has played out over 100 years, over and over and over again, you were going to pay to see if it was going to play out this time. And it just so happens this time it didn't. And that is where risk management and proper asset allocation comes in. Right, where you can't be going all in on silver just because it looks extremely set up for higher prices, because it can fail, because nothing's certain. That's why you can't be doing that. It's like, I mean, technical analysis is good, but what is equally important is the proper asset allocation. You can't just respect the TA and degen all in, leverage, whatever. No, you're using the powers for bad, for evil. When you have proper asset allocation from the previous trade to this trade to the next trade, you're using your powers for good. You're using the TA the right way. Okay. Just we're on the same page, $37,800. Less than 20 minutes now until your daily candle close. If you're enjoying the live stream, hit the like button, the bell, that sub. Thanks for being here on a Friday evening.
In the mix.
Be sure to join the Discord too if you haven't, right? I mean, Discord link is pinned above. You will miss the live stream eventually, if you're not, because YouTube notification system will ultimately fail you. I'm telling you, you'll miss the stream. You'll be like, I can't believe I missed the stream. I wasn't notified. It's like, if you were in the Discord, you would have been notified. Sure, gold, silver, yeah. I mean, it's extremely suppressed. And I think Bitcoin is now, I mean, like, the more time goes by, the more manipulated, the more suppressed Bitcoin's price is going to be too. And it's because of derivatives, because of futures. And I think today, or yesterday, whatever, I think it was today, they SEC denied another Bitcoin spot ETF again. So, yikes. So it was like the bad news and good news kind of offset each other. That and then the Arizona stuff. So, okay. Let's go to U.S. oil. U.S. oil hanging in there, just holding up there. It closed the week above that 87, 86.91 area, that high from yesteryear. It was a 2006 level, 2010 level. Right, you understand we closed like above that today. That's nice. But let's see if there's enough demand for it to be regarded as support and we rally off of it. Because you're just hanging out there. You're not really moving. So let's see if this is real. It's been an amazing, just very good run. But you just start getting a little concerned about how unstoppable it's been. You know, I mean, it's rallied, but like, you know, maybe here. What's up, Floribama dudes? Yeah, we'll get ahead, Steve. Thank you, man. Floribama, you been there lately? It's Flora, it's Bama, it's a bar.
Text, please,
it's like a
Addie,
dive
from the
bar
line.
kind of. Country music, all that. So, I've been in a long, long time. Takes me back though. Thanks for the memories, dude. Okay, so that's U.S. oil above an inflection point from 2010 for 3 days now. You're still sitting right at your multi-year highs every day at these levels. Concerned just like you just haven't seen negative momentum since the 9th of December after a wave like that. I think it's 113% retrace right now. So there's definitely more upside potential. Like you clearly the structure you're in, like the overbought territory of this would be like $93 and change moving target. But yeah, what a wave. And you get waves like this always can happen where you get a big wave up and then eventually you pull back, right? And that's okay. You eventually just make a higher low. You just come back, test $75, $78, and then go again. That can happen. But there are like, just look at these energy stocks. Or look at Valera. I wish crypto looked like this, dude. I really do. All right. Forget this pattern for just a second. Look at this reaccumulation going on VLO. Right, I mean, you're just like at this one last resistance support from 2018. It was support. It then kind of was resistance in July 2019. And it's just been a resistance since you got back up there March 2021, June, pretty much October, and now again, January. Like, that is classic accumulation and a sell wall. And why do I have that harmonic? Because the wave structure, right, you're looking at a massive uptrend, undeniable long-term uptrend. How do we know, dude? Look, just look left. Okay, you made these lows in 2009. Look, you bottomed out, COVID crash, much higher low than the previous low, and then a confirmation in November 2020. And now it's just higher lows, higher highs. But it's the same high now. But it's the wave structure, the X, the A, you sell off. Then you rally 88.6%. Super, super strong. It's not just the 886 retrace though. It's then after that you sell off again and you make a higher low. There is no other outcome if you're talking about harmonics that have been researched by Scott Carney. There's no other outcome here except because of the 886. It's the only harmonic that where you have a B point as an 886 and then a higher low on C, where the target would be a 1618 around $102. Just happens to be lined up with a gap fill that never got filled back from October 2018. You could easily see that happening. Yeah, it could take weeks, maybe even months. And you're going to sell off. Maybe you come down, make another higher low. What? It doesn't matter. As long as it just keeps making higher lows than the previous lows, it's a valid argument, valid structure, right? How does it become invalid? You fall below $66. Yeah, that's not an argument then. But until then, it's good. And it's set up. It's setting up for potentially higher prices. And you could just be talking about like a, high to low, all-time high to your low, COVID crash low of 786 is near that gap fill, right? That's 106. An 886 is 115.87. I think these are levels it could very well go to eventually in time. Time. Very real important. Yeah, Halliburton's up 30% this month. Yep. What's going on? That's cool, dude. That is really cool, Daniel. Getting a like your windshield protector for the sun and the weather and the elements. That's amazing, dude. Bullish or Japanese candles on that. Very cool. But he's talking about add harmonics. That'd be really cool too. Have the legendary bullish Gartley. So every time people walk by my car, they see the legendary Garley on Bitcoin. It'd be awesome. Whew. Okay, so energy. We got to bring this up, okay? I'm sorry, dude. Like, you need to broaden your horizons. If you don't care about what I'm about to say real quick, okay? If you don't care about cotton futures hitting decade highs today, isn't it all about the technical analysis? It's not about Bitcoin. It's not about the stock market. It's not about Tesla. It's not about your S coin on PooCoin. It's not about wheat itself. It's about anything that is making 10-year plus highs, anything that's in a massive uptrend and has been in that trend and is respecting the TA, right? I mean, that's phenomenal. Congrats. Can we get a big round of applause for cotton futures, chat? Beautiful. And no real resistance to 141. I mean, that's wild, dude. Orange juice, though, they pulled the rug today on orange juice, chat. It's over. Not really, but it's probably done for a while. The bearish divergence about to start playing out, and maybe they found some more supply of oranges. I believe like this massive run up initially, or this next one, this higher low here, that the impulse came from like Florida having like a supply shock because of like a freeze or something down there. But yeah, it's down 6% today. Whoa, commodities, volatile like a crypto, dude.
Gentlemen, in the mix.
But what a freaking accumulation structure, dude. It's wild. So you think maybe it'll make a higher low than 116, pivot and run again, and then eventually see 191 to 200? Okay. To me, though, I posted something today on soybean futures. Was it soybean futures? No, it wasn't soybean futures, was it? No, it was, God, which one was it, man? I'm losing my mind here. Wasn't corn futures. What chart was I looking at that showed me? Because I thought it was soybeans. I'm crazy here. Oh, it's sugar. Whoops. I accidentally posted that thing today and said soybeans. I was wrong. I was just looking at the chart. My bad, dude. For everyone. Not soybean. Jesus. It's SB1 though. It's sugar futures. Okay. Bearish on diabetes. Alright, I've adjusted that. Not soybeans, dude. Soybeans, oh god, it's so bullish. It's like just keeps mooning. Okay. So I don't like the way it's like. Okay, so what a run on sugar, dude. It's been mooning for too long now, right? It's been mooning. Something's going on though. So from the previous discernible swing high to the low, you've achieved a 78% retrace. From your discernible high from February 20 to the COVID crash low, that is a 1.618. So there was massive confluence of fib nodes right there, where it's topped out 3 different times. 3. And now, after the third peak, you are now showing very real distribution, classic distribution occurring on the third peak. You're showing daily hidden bearish divergence. Right? So it's like impending price action continuation downward next after the third peak. Right? Less market participants owning the asset than they did before, and then before again, right? When have you done that? Since the rally began after the COVID crash. You haven't done that yet. You have literally never done that. And you just happen to be doing it at a very deep value perceived area for short sellers. This is commodities, man. Sugar futures is to be traded. It's normally just to be traded. You know, you'll have massive markups because inflation, all that, but these are reasonable areas for someone to sell their sugar or short it, and it's based on an argument, right? And this is a very strong argument. Even if it fails, it's a good argument. You get stopped out at above 20 on the short, okay, move on with your day. You can get stopped out above 1950. You know what I'm saying? This third peak. So could be downside, a lot of downside. I would say first target 1618. All right. So we'll get to these requests now. We're done with we're across the markets. We did it. We literally went all over this place, dude. So we'll go request. First one. I think there's only like 3 requests today. Yep. Matic was the first one on the list. So we'll go there. Up 6% today. Yeah, this one was so good, dude. And then, like, it head and shouldered, kind of, right? I mean, like a left shoulder. The momentum clearly shifted bearishly, right? And it played out. Well, look, it was so crazy, man. Like, what was once a daily candle high close, the highest one ever back in May 2018. That's why it's here as a trend line or as a horizontal line. Look how you fell below it and then you rallied to test it. What was once resistance became resistance again, and that is only after confirming for a few days did you see the markdown again. Pay attention to that. That's clear. That's like markets speaking to us, telling us certain things, right? That's why you want to go to your daily on a foreign chart. Go to the daily, look for those first all-time highs, those daily candle closes and the wicks. Mark them both, and you can clearly see what kind of vision it gives you. Our participants telling us what was once an old resistance is resistance again, confirming it, and then the markdown. Okay. But anyway, sorry. Yeah, you fell out of the channel, the demand line you had been contained within from July of 2021 all the way until it fell below it, January 2022. That was a nice channel. You're out now. You broke it. You even back tested it a couple of days ago as resistance. You're trying to get back above like a very, very critical inflection point. You get above like 170, 172. You could very well run to 220 because the only thing you almost ever do when you break above 170 is go straight up to 220 and then straight down, and then you can go straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up. You don't go straight down every time, but probability is you normally do straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. So you go, like, if you break 170, Matic could be running to 220 again, and it might just make a lower high than the previous high and dump again because you're reversing the trend. I don't know what he just said, but thanks for the super chat. I guess it's a blessing today that I cannot hear the TTS. I can only read it. So, yikes. Get wrecked. Okay, there's your Matic, man. It's all about 170, 171. You break that, you could very well run to 220. There's no edge, though. Nothing besides a little bit of stagnation and negative momentum, right? Double bottoming on the MACD histogram and it's weird. It's like the same low. I don't think it's anything. When you make a double bottom on price and, well, okay, you know what? I'll take that back. So you made a low on, it's actually kind of like an ABCD of some sort, right? Reciprocal ABCD. 50%, 200. Oh my God, yeah. What's up, Christopher D? Just add tequila. Thanks, dude. Really appreciate the merchandise purchase, man. Thanks, dude. So you have a nice reciprocal ABCD bottoming out at the 200% retrace from this low with this level of negative momentum to the lower low with the exact same. That is Class C bullish divergence. Classic Class C bullish divergence. Not the strongest, but it can usher in reversals. By itself, it's lame. It's not really anything to take action on. But when you see a reciprocal ABCD, 50% on C, 200 on D, it's very, very possible that you could catch a major reaction here. You're already beginning to. So I'm saying there could be more upside on Matic at this level to react. Sure. What you would want to see eventually, though, is like whatever. You rally, make a lower high and previous high. You come back down at that level, that same PCZ. And by then, right? By then, what are you doing? Your histogram is showing like triple, or is starting to show like Class A or Class B bullish divergence, right? You always want confirmation, man, and especially on a daily time scale. It's always prudent to wait for that. Blessed is he who waits for confirmation. Blessed is he who uses analysis before taking action on anything in life. Book it. Music's not. No, it should be good, so I can't hear it. Okay, that's your Matic, dude. Next request was DraftKings. Okay, DraftKings full reset going on. I'm talking from the major all-time low. Yeah, it's been absolutely obliterated, right? We knew this though. Someone had bought, like, tipped me on stream to look at this, and they're like, "Hey, what do you think?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, never, no way." I don't remember when it was. It was well before this support broke though. No way, dude. When you're staring at a weekly chart that looks like this, you just know. Like, you just don't, like, there's just, why settle? Why even try to attempt to long on it when you could go to a chart that is not implying that momentum's shifting and it's topping out? You just go to those and you trade those. But to even think about it, like, no way. And the problem with the weekly is, God, I guess you are showing some bullish divergence now, somewhat. Still so much negative momentum. And yes, you are at, like, all-time lows on relative strength on the weekly, 22. That is massive, oversold. But one thing that is interesting, just interesting, not actionable, it could be highest level of volume you ever saw this week. Where? Highest volume you ever saw at an actual level of potential inflection. The peak from February 10th, candle close, and the wick high, there it is. It happens to also be lined up with an 88% retrace. So why did he request this? He requested it because this. The full reset, the 886. Wow. That type of volume at a support lined up with an 886 is very intriguing, very interesting, right? Very, very. You want to see something insane, chat? I just remembered this, okay? You see this. You see what happens. All right, let's wait. Will we catch a reaction, chat, on DraftKings? But then we go way back to yesteryear, long ago, and let's go to just the daily. Forget the weekly. It's not as significant as DraftKings, but I'm just show you this, okay? Wow, how did I remember this? I have no idea how it just triggered in my mind that I've now remembered what happened on YFI at the very genesis of this chart's life. The head and shoulders that became the bullish shark. Thanks, dude. Okay, where is it, man? Good God, it's so annoying, dude. Stupid visibility thing that they do on TradingView now is so dumb. Here it is, and it's visible in the 60-minute, nothing else. What a joke, man. Like, no one says to do that. God. Destroyed my fun, cool argument here. Like, really? Okay, so here it is, right? You showed the head and shoulders. The head and shoulders played out, and it manifested into a bullish cipher, or I'm sorry, a bullish shark that turned into what? That? Anyone remember that? The whole chart, the whole life of the chart was this, and it reacted and reversed. It had bullish divergence on the MACD histogram, not the RSI. It was oversold, but reversed right there. And then DraftKings. It's the same picture. Dude, it's literally the same freaking thing. It's the same. It's not any different. Yep, new day. We did it, man. So I guess we can go back to Bitcoin. Stream's been live for about an hour now, about 60 minutes. If you're enjoying it, like button, bell, sub. Helps the channel grow, I guess. Whatever. It's cool. Okay. Bitcoin. Here's your weekly. Nothing to write home about. Unfortunately, I really, like, it would be a huge blessing, in my opinion, if this weekend, unfortunately it's the weekend, if we could get a weekly candle close above 39K, that could be really interesting. Because, right, what have you done? Like, you know, until today and yesterday or a couple days ago when you rallied some.
Can we look at Amazon, please? Thanks. Respect the TA.
Yeah, what's up, Easy? Thank you, dude. We'll look at Amazon, sure. Not very good chart. Now it could have upped the rest, or could have rallied today and broken back above the support, but it wasn't looking good yesterday. Anyway, if you can get a weekly candle close above the old candle high closes from June and January of last year, I mean, that could be breaking back above critical resistance. But so far, unfortunately, all you've done is regarded those old candle high closes as resistance. That's not really bullish price action, but if you could somehow summon this weekend a weekend warrior rally and you somehow close above 39K, I think it could be real good. Could be a way better than where it is right now. Right now, it's kind of not good. It's kind of like, wow, that's actually bad. But in the end, right, from the previous low to high, you're at the 886. Anytime you hit it, you lose 88% of your value from the previous low. That is certainly where major reactions can occur for relief rallies. Sure. So that's it, man. If you were local only, it's because we went back to your local. Bitcoin's local for us, right? I guess. Your local weather update. Will we get a weekend warrior rally, chat? Will it turn into this? Will it manifest we're on the last wave now? God, I hope so, right? What a shallow retrace. So, okay. 886. Can we get this? How amazing would that be?
Gentlemen in the mix.
I mean, we're kind of good. I'm gonna give these requests, but we're kind of, we went across the markets today, man. You should have extreme clarity, maybe, of what happened today, right? And that was the whole point of my existence. So, yeah, near that 200 moving average, or that 886. Let's see what happens. 786 could happen too. I mean, I think it's closer to a bat than a Gartley. Gartley beat like 40 anywhere up here. It makes plenty of sense for a reversal, but it makes plenty of sense why we might make it there, before the reversal. Okay. And then Ethereum, same thing, right? Momentum shifted, very strong close, higher low confirmed. So accumulation is now kind of confirmed on Ethereum. And it could manifest into a more major wave up. Like with the major wave down, we could now have a major wave up. I think we very well could. I think it's like, this is a very real possibility. TA Tetris right here, as the 886 is literally the exact same price as the supply line of the very well-respected downtrend we've been in. Both sides, too. I love this chart. This is like one of the prettiest channels I've seen in 2022. Yep. Ethereum 4 hour. Gorgeous. So, yeah. Here's your total again. 4 hours. And you got some work to do. You got to break 1.78 trillion. You do that, then you could very well be going up to like $1.92 trillion market cap again. So it's just all about this next wave, potential wave, okay? All right, next request is for Floribama. Hex is still hanging on to that 786. It's still hanging on to that critical level inflection from July. Right there. Not really moved. Like, it's been stuck here since the 22nd. About a week. It's a little deep on B, but just thinking, that if it holds here, this is exactly where a major rally could occur. That's kind of it, dude. I mean, like, people keep requesting Hex every day, and I'm like, dude, every day it's like the same thing. So you made the low, you made the slightly lower low, and you're making like lower levels of negative momentum, and you're about to go, you're working on neutral to positive. RSI isn't really that good, but at least that's kind of there on the MACD. So it's all about 17 cents, man. Can 17 hold? It is holding, but no reaction. No one's buying it yet. Like, why are you not buying this yet at this level? This is where it should probably be reversing. It makes plenty of sense. If this doesn't hold, then you're falling below the critical support, and you'll probably be headed down to that 886, which is around 14 cents. You're still okay there. Everything's okay until you fall below the lows from December 8th. That is where you say it's over. You're cut off. The trend's reversing probably. It's like it's going to remain in a downtrend. But at these levels, if these levels hold, then you can, say that it's a very real possibility that this happens eventually. Okay. There's just no one's buying. Like, for a week now. We're talking a whole week, no one bought. They're not selling, though, either. This support is holding, but John Travolta, where are the bids? They're not here. So that's all I can tell you. Floribama, thanks, dude, for the 20. And now it's time to go to Amazon. Yeah, so Amazon, here it is, dude. Okay, it's just kind of like it was a good day today. I mean, it's up 3% today, but the context is terrible, right? I mean, like if you can get back above 29.20, it could be interesting. But until then, you have to be bearish. You cannot be bullish on Amazon until certain things happen. Till certain things happen. What has to happen for Amazon to be something interesting and maybe low risk for potential long? You must rally, and then you must back test and pivot and actually start showing a Japanese candlestick reversal. You must do that. Otherwise, Wyckoff did, and it could still fail and dump. But like, you need to get back above critical supports and then regard those potential old supports as support again. That is a form of confirmation to all market participants. So when you do that, so often when these events occur, that is when you see insanely nice straight line up markups to the top of the range. Because everyone in the world that knows what they're doing with big money institutions when you start pivoting off this level, you're confirming that what was once support is support again. So massive buy orders come in here, and then FOMO, oh my God, it's really rallying. Big money starts coming in after that pivot, and then it can run straight up to 3,500 again. So that is your only chance here, okay? And then of course, right, what is that? What does that almost end up becoming, right? The X, the A, right? The B, the C, and then the D, right? Oh, okay, that makes 786. Right? You gotta have more of an argument before you could say anything about Amazon being bullish. I'm showing you what you want to see. I'm not showing you what's gonna happen, okay? Because if this support resistance remains as resistance, that is exactly where more dumping happens, okay? And you go to the next support resistance levels. Thanks for the 840 people tuned in. Good to see y'all. We're looking at Amazon, a market driver that is desperately in need of some more bids above $2,900. So cool, dude. These light changes. The whole world, man. All of Birmingham can see it, dude.
What it needs is a solid base. And if it's gonna stand the test of time, you gotta dig real deep.
What's up,
Top
De
King,
Niro?
can we take a look at dollar
HTR, we'll look at it, all
HTR?
right.
What it needs is
Pray for Amazon, dude. I'm adding an alert so I can start. Like, I don't even care about Amazon really until it breaks above 29.30. Problem is, you can't really like talk about going short here because the drawdown was so bad that a relief rally will come and wipe out those shorts. I'm telling you, like I'm saying, you very well could do what I just talked about doing, and then bears get trapped, and then a big rally ensues, and it stays in the range. Okay. HTR. Yeah, Wyckoff. Phase E. Yep, sure. Devastated, dude. Absolutely a joke, man. Just completely wiped out. All the way, dude. M-shaped fail. Massive fail. Bearish and golden candle violating that completely. But now is it like another major support. Major support here, okay? Talking sitting at this level that historically has been where consolidation occurs, right? February last year, June, July, look, October, and now January 2022. So I think it's not a formal harmonic, maybe. I mean, it's really tough to say X, A, B, C, D. I mean, it's an M of some sort, but it's not the M. It's like B points here, like on lower highs on C. It just doesn't make sense when it goes this deep. Okay. But yeah, like despite any kind of harmonic argument, really, it's not at high risk areas anymore like it was. It was really high risk January 2nd, really high risk November, right? I mean, that's insane up there. But down here, it's kind of interesting. you are showing some bullish divergence kind of on the MACD, not the RSI. It's all about, can 6 cents hold? Can 6 cents hold? It's holding for now, but it's not really going anywhere. No one's buying. Like, people are buying it because there are maybe limit orders here, but there's no follow through after the bids come in. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of pathetic. It's kind of like worse than Bitcoin, Ethereum right now, underperforming those. So to me, it's like, I'd probably rather take my shot on Ethereum than HTR at this point after that massive double top. That's kind of confirmed for sure. So I don't know. 6 cents doesn't hold. You go down. And it's not, it's 62 cents. 60 cents. Sorry, chat. Sorry, we're looking at all these S coins, these penny coins. 60 cents. You break 60 cents, you could lose almost half your value because there's no support below 60 cents until like 34, 35 cents. Yeah, so that is the cutoff. The line in the sand is certainly below like 56 cents. You would want nothing to do with this because it's got so much downside potential below the support. All right, there's your HTR.
Is a solid base. And if it's going to stand the test of time, you gotta dig real deep.
What's up? Hey, it's Hoochie Man. What's the CC coin? An all but dead S coin from the ICO boom days of 2017, 2018. Sure did. Well, look.
See it coin, SC,
Hoochie Man.
thanks bud.
No amount of fancy paint gonna keep it from blowing away.
All right. Anyway, that's your HTR. You break 60, you're screwed. But you could hold because historically it has held there before too. But momentum is not on your side, right? You made a high, then a lower high, and a massive dump. So reaction, make a substantially lower. You could run up to 98 cents, test as resistance, and dump again. Sure. Again, I kind of like Ethereum better than HTR. Sorry.
What we choose to have is never what we really need.
Yeah, I like H-bar better than HTR too. Wow.
Our great minds.
Yeah, man, I don't know. Like, this is so, like, dead, dude. Like, it just clearly shows, like, market participants, there just aren't enough market participants that really care enough about this asset. Like, the massive underperformance off this really nice M shape, just like the rest of the market saw. The winners, like Luna and Atom and Algo, and, you know, Algo one time was a winner. It's become more of a loser now. Many different ones, adding Avalanche, AVX. They all went off this same harmonic. They all did not stop. They did not stop here at their like 38%, 50% retrace. They all went on to all-time highs, even back tested their all-time highs and win again. Like that shows you. Like, you don't want to own assets probably like Sia coin because of that. But yeah, sure. It's back to its same levels it was in July. Congrats, dude. I mean, yeah, inflection point for sure. It's there. It's been a resistance, support, support, support. Now support again. You could very well react here, and certainly the target, if it reacts here, it's going to be 1.4 cents. Yes, 1.4 cents would be your target. As you can see historically, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up. So straight down. So why not straight up again for a reaction? That could happen. Bitcoin rallies there. This S coin could catch some bids too because it's tied to Bitcoin's performance. Yes.
Focus on the sound that is
Cool, dude.
increasing in our ears.
All right, that's your analysis. Yeah, M shape, sure. Some sort of M shape near its pattern completion zone. Yeah, sure. Another M shape.
We live for this pulsating adventure
So Poochie Man.
called music.
Yeah, we'll look at it, dude. Thank you.
Balancer, BAL, thanks again. Praying gesture.
We will look at it, man. PAL. Just another loser, dude. Just another, like, pathetic, underperforming trash coin. Like, for real. I mean, like, you know, June, July, you got a rally, and it was just so bad. Like, where this one topped out, a lot of coins went to all-time highs or tested their previous peaks. This is like a lot of others, just trash. But that's okay. I mean, certainly getting down. Oh, wow. It's only getting to its lowest lows since December 2020. That's bad. That's real bad. Why do you even want to own this crap when there's just so many better assets that are clearly showing that market participants, at least in some capacity, are holding on to it some. There is zero evidence that market participants are holding on to this crap. Consecutive lower highs. Yeah, I get it though. Wow, it's finally, it's not even, it's so bad that it can't even make bullish divergence on its slightly lower low. It's actually showing bearish convergence. Yeah, dude, that's awful. At the same time, maybe there's a wedge going on, dude. Maybe you got a falling wedge. Okay. Here's your daily. It certainly is some sort of kind of wedge. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I don't even have 5 touches though, so I'm just, to me, it's almost like a potential bearish butterfly. I don't know if it'll ever be, I don't even think it could get to this. I see it like this, almost like nice 786 and then the lower high, and then it's like the 1272 minimum. All right, so if you're talking about a bullish butterfly, you would wait, because this is a very nice looking structure, and what makes it a better looking structure is the fact that the 1272, the beginning of the pattern completion zone of this bullish butterfly, happens to be confluent with the lowest low ever on this chart. Interesting. 200% retrace fib extension from B to C too. That's nice right there. Confluence, so a little bit more downside, and maybe it could be very intriguing there. But again, I'm telling you, it's just like it's making all-time lows, and then you got all these coins that are not even close to all-time lows, or what, on this chart anyway. Okay, so I would wait on BAL until 861 because of the reasons I just told you, right? That's a lot of a reason. Those are lots of reasons right there, right? Textbook structure too. Textbook bullish butterfly. If you get there, you're so close. Why not just wait? There's no divergence, so you don't have no argument. Even if it rallies here, there's zero edge. There's zero real divergence. Zero fib nodes. Not even really holding us. You're trying to hold on to this one support from December 10th of 2020. Yeah, that's cool. So even if you don't take action, you don't care, at least maybe if you're watching this and you're trying to genuinely learn about traditional technical analysis, you're learning from this analysis. You don't, I'd never touch BAL. I don't care, but maybe it hits there. I still don't care. It's an S coin, low liquidity, front run with your limit orders. Just bots are going to come in. They see you on the ledger, at least things liquid like Ethereum and Bitcoin. There's too many transactions, buys, sells going, right? Whatever. Here they can F with you, your orders, so illiquid, man. Yeah, so good luck, but beautiful harmonic, gorgeous. But you got how much more downside on this until it hits that PCC eventually? You have a 30% more downside before you see that. God. No thanks. But cool though, cool. What's up, Poochie Man? He wants XRP. Yeah, XRP, massive disappointment. It's not XRP's fault. It's Bitcoin, and it's the collective macro's fault. XRP was fine. It was okay, but then just the more selling came in, and it's still instead of a 786 Gartley, it's an 886 now. Where is that? I thought it was maybe on the 4 hour. No, they got okay. So you just think about, and I'm really starting to get a little worried here, where. Right, if you're in an uptrend, truly, you shouldn't be going back down to see 100% retraces from July. You shouldn't be doing that, and you also shouldn't be showing lower highs than the previous highs. The accumulation has been very real on XRP since the COVID crash, but now you have the argument of distribution, and now the argument of accumulation is being put into jeopardy now. Right? Because once you breach the levels where the massive swing lows from June and July of last year, all of a sudden less market participants own the asset than they did before, and you're falling below critical inflection point. So this is it. This is it. It either reverses here and you've made slight accumulation at the 886 of the previous lows, or it's super bearish and you could be going down to substantially lower prices. I mean, you could be seeing 40 cents or 25 cents again. Talking about this. It was a 618 perfect, lower high, and then here you are, the 886 for the second time. This has to be it. Everything's in jeopardy now. The whole bullish trend is in jeopardy. You fall below 52 cents, the bullish accumulation, that trend is over. You get me? Get what I'm saying? So this is it, dude. This is like hanging on by a thread. That was it, man. There you go, Hoochie man. Shoot your best shot. So, you know, on the new day, Bitcoin's up about $200. Nice. You know, weekend warrior stuff. Remember, best case scenario for market participants who want something somewhat significant to happen on the weekly.
Is that a joint?
You need a weekly close above 39K. It's doable. Very doable. It's Grimace, man. Did we go on like a huge rant or something when I was drinking yesterday about Grimace coin? And then like the Grimace coin shills were here. Like unironically they were here. I don't know. Maybe it was so unironic it was ironic or something. Kind of like a GRT in general chat situation. Thank you. $5 contribution is not a joint, but 420 is a joint. Okay, so there's more upside potential, and here's the argument. Here's the structure, the wave structure, the substantially higher low on C, engulfing candle in the 4 hour, the 60 minutes showing us confirmation that the low is in, and then accumulation after the confirmation, right? First time you don't know, second time you know, but then you sell off and you actually make a higher low than the two lows before it. That's really strong price action. Like on any time scale. That's the way it goes, because these two lows confirming the bottom was in substantially higher than the previous low. Now back above that 60 minute 200 moving average doesn't matter. It's like not a big deal. You're not overbought on the 60 minute. That's good. There's some more upside potential, right? You really want to see a break above 38.3 sometime soon. I think that's that candle high close from January 26th, that peak. That's a big deal, man. That's like BAMM stuff. Really though, it's that wick. Like you break 38.940, it's a bad action magnet move situation where that's the phenomenon where when you break the B point of the potential wave structure, there's a high probability that you run to the 886 after breaking that. It's almost like a neckline of a double bottom or double top, right? The neckline. So, you know, measure move at double tops, double bottom would be like way higher, but again, it's at the 886. So you go from B point to the 886. 200% retrace too. That's nice. Nice confluence there, and it's right around that 42K old all-time high. Nice, yeah.
Bandolero Ferreira tipped $21.41. Hey Mitch, if you have the time and scoring, please RDM on CoinX. Thanks, man.
Ferreira. RDM. Sure. RTM. Let's do it, man. Oh, is it Raptor? Raptorium? Oh my god, dude. Raptorium chat. On CoinX? This is CoinX. Okay. Well, certainly can't say that, well, I think there's something to say about this chart. But I have concerns. I need to see this asset somehow at least get back above 1.9 cents. Like, why are you not above that level right now? Why are you below it? It was the first low ever created, right? The lowest low, December 14th. And everything's going to correlate to it after that. Well, here you are, and you're lower. Like, why? Why are you doing this? If you wanted to take action on any asset in the world, okay, forget that it's Raptorium. It will say it was something else. You would want to see a spring and then a back test of a spring and then some sort of edge on the oscillators. And then, like, where would you target? I would think that right here, that's the range. You're below a range, but the range you were in before you fell out again, 1.9 cents to 2.3 cents. So if you spring back test the spring, the entry would be at 1.9 cents, as close to it as possible, and then the rally you would exit probably completely at 2.3 cents. That's all you can do. It's a range bound trade. If you can get back into it, sure. I'm sure you're probably requesting it because you're like, hey, dude, is that an inverse head and shoulders? I don't know, man. Like maybe it's if you have a good imagination because you're watching Star Wars and stuff growing up. Yeah, I could see that because I did that too. So I can use my imagination for why you might have requested it. Seen GRT do this back in January last year. It was a trade setup. So maybe that's going on. And then you have like a little neckline. It's very small structure, dude. Like we're having fun here. I'm entertaining the ideas of what could happen. All right. That could be happening, right? And if that does, if you do get above 1.9 cents, there could be a lot of upside. Like anything above 1.9 cents, I mean, you have 23 to 24% upside if you get above 1.9 there. So there's your Raptirium. It's not about this coin itself. It's about the technical analysis, about the trend lines, the horizontal lines, everything, right? Education-centric stream. So forget the S coin. Just it's universal. It's a language. You can learn the language if you invest in yourself long enough, hard enough. Okay. So I'll show you something that in my mind, I just remember something similar to this a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Or, hey, look, dude, GRT, is it inverse head and shouldering, dude? I mean, I guess the rally would take you to 48 cents, but we have to go so far back. And you just saw what we presented as an argument potentially. Well, look at GRT here. Here it is. What? It's a little different, right? Because it had that first initial impulse that set the tone for the wave. But like this was a trade setup way back. And it was just like you were right at that support. But here was the thing, right? You had broken the support resistance and then back tested it for a while, like a week almost, as support. And that was the entry area right there. Because when you're above that area, you're safe. You're good. Because the upside potential is insane if you hold that level. So it's worth taking a shot. And where did the first target certainly was right around that 48 to 50 cent area. That peak, right? That high. So it did that. It actually exceeded that and went to unbelievable prices. Like you can't even believe that, you know, this little mini inverse head and shoulder spring back test of spring would be the snowflake that causes the avalanche of insanity. What?
Yo, Mitch,
hard to trade that, man. Just you don't know what's going up to $2.70, $3 at one time. Its highest level ever, and never saw those levels again.
It or hate, just trade it, brother.
All right, but the trend was bullish. Trend was your friend. So anyway, get it. Did a couple times today. What's up, Big Papa Pump, dude? Thanks for the 20, man. EOS, oh god, you want to really see EOS? Hey, M shape, I guess, right? It fell below the M shape. Never mind. I mean, dude, it's a massive loser. All it does is lose. It certainly is at the same levels it was at in 2018. Same price it was at in December 2018, dude. Same one. Same levels. That's awful. That means it could very well be the same price in 5 years from now. Why wouldn't it? This is almost like butterfly to me too. Where I don't think it's hit the completion zone yet. You know, like a butterfly. I mean, I'm just right there's that 80%, 786, the lower high on C, and then is it a 127? It is at a 1. Let's go, dude. All right, chat. You out there? You watching this? We actually have EOS sitting at a very, very undeniable support, confluent with the beginning of the pattern completion zone of the bullish butterfly, textbook bullish butterfly. Scott Carney was watching. He'd be like, dang, dude. Nice. Very nice. Is the butterfly. Doesn't mean it can't go lower. This is just the minimum threshold of the butterfly. Right, we got the bullish butterfly, 78% retrace on B, 80%. You got a few percentage points of the discretion to use. Okay, I think that's valid. And then the lower high on C. Okay, 38. It's between the 382 and the 886. Okay, 618, 65%. Okay, perfect. And then the 1272, 1272, 1272, or one, it's like between the 1272, 1618, and that's the area where you can buy, but this is not you shouldn't be buying just at a reaction low because you have no idea, especially more so than any other harmonic, especially the butterfly, because the butterfly is between a 1272 and a 1618. But the fact is, on this one, the context is very important, right? Because the 1272 happens to just be literally right here, where how many times have you pivoted and held this support for years? Years, chat. I'm going to plot that too. That swing low from 2018. Look at those. It's like the zone, like the major zone where all the reversals that have ever happened happen right there. But the thing is, though, you can clearly see based on history how long you've just sat there and done nothing after holding it, right? That's the problem with EOS. Massive underperformer, but you cannot argue with this level and how good it is, right? What's going on here? Why did that? Oh, that's what it was. Let me just, yeah, okay, I get it now. Right there. Yeah, there's your zone, and let me just paint it with the gray. That's a long time, isn't it? What a timeless support. Jeez, dude. You get it? The issue is maybe the 4 hour, there's no divergence. But this is visible on the daily, though. Not the weekly. Is there any edge on the daily, chat? There is. Wow, dude. Wow, it's almost like type 2 return as well. Dude, this is actually really good. I mean, it's EOS and it always massively underperforms, but if we're talking about being objective and not talking about its historical price action, this is actually really intriguing for a low risk, high reward opportunity long. Like, right? I mean, yeah, we know it sucks and all it does is barely anything, and like when it pumps it only dumps, right? But dang, dude, it is like, is that the first low? I mean, like it was what manufactured that beginning of potential divergence, and now it's the second time. I mean, this is exactly where assets based on history, if they respect these supports at these PCZs, this is where they do this. This is where they do majorly reverse. And you go see 388 because you do it like every time when you hold this long enough. Dang, dude. Hold on. Like, people need to be informed at least. Like public service announcement on EOS. Dang, man, that is gorgeous. You know, that's like why you have to, like, we hate EOS because of what it does. We know how much money was lost. $4 billion of seed money, more money in the ICO boom than any before, and probably the most underwhelming asset for the most money ever in his crypto history. But regardless, right? If you take out that and you become objective and you say, I don't care about all that history of it being a trash performer, not doing well when everything else does well. If you just look at it right now where it is, it's awesome, right? Hold on a sec. All right. Sorry, I had to do that real quick. Gorgeous, man. Let's see what happens, chat. Let us see if the TA is respected. If the TA is respected off this divergence, PCZ, and the strong steel wall support, you rally here. Good luck, though, because like what a Bitcoin dumps, it will not hold. It will probably eventually go to what? The 1414, or good God, dude. Like the worst case scenario, a 1618, the max. And I'm sorry, that would be like all-time lows on this chart. So understand, like, falling below 223 here, you do not want to own it, like, at all. Like, your argument literally evaporates. It disappears when you fall below this PCZ because of the context. And it's like you'd be playing divergence, like seller exhaustion at this level. You know, right? You see what I'm saying? It's just wow. And even so, it's almost like a falling wedge too. Like, you know, the scam wig there. It really not, but dang, man. Okay. It's like exciting. I get excited about stuff like this, man. It's just, this is where my passion comes out. This is like why I love technical analysis, because it's you always got to go chart by chart. But sometimes when you have the harmonic, when it can be placed in the perfect context, and when you have harmonics that are placed in the perfect context where the pattern completion zone is at critical supports from history, where you have reversed always, at least except the capitulation low of 2018 and the COVID crash, if you reversed every single time except black swan events or whatever, it could do it again. That's so fun for me. I just love it. Sorry, I had a field day with that. Anyway. Ethereum, you know, up less than 1%, just hanging out. It's just doing what Bitcoin's going to go up and down, man. It's weekend warriors. They're here, okay? Yeah, TA-gasm, for sure. Chartgasm, really, is the words. Okay, well, that's it, man. Well, good stream. Thanks, everyone, for coming out. We did all the requests. Been live for an hour and 30 minutes, hour and 40 minutes. So remember to hit that like button, that bell to the sub. Be sure to sub to the channel if you haven't. Be sure to join the Discord if you haven't. Discord link's pinned above. Yeah, so thank you all for everything. Super grateful for this community. So I'll be back. Until next time, respect the T. A.